The Maltese Band Clubs, a symphony of tradition and community. Hello everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Anna Maria, the pharmacist with the suitcase, your best travel and motivational guru who emphasizes travel's power to broaden minds, foster growth, and break comfort zones through stories, advices, and experiences. Through my contents, I share with you the beauties of the world and I encourage you to pack and leave, going seeing in which marvelous planet we live. Watching my videos, you will be inspired for your next trips, learning a lot about geography, history, culture, archaeology, habits, art, and underwater hidden gems, as I'm also a certified scuba diver. Through my content, as long as I'm a pharmacist, you will indeed have some tips about how to take good care of your health while traveling, especially if you are a solo traveler or if you aspire to become it. But now, let's get into the video's topic, the Maltese Band Clubs, a symphony of tradition and community. In Malta, music is more than just an art form, it is an integral part of the island's cultural heartbeat. The Maltese Band Clubs, or Soċjetà Filarmonika, are vibrant institutions that have been at the forefront of community life for generations. These clubs are far more than musical organizations. They embody a profound connection to local traditions, communal identity, and the island's enduring spirit. A history rooted in festivities. The roots of Maltese Band Clubs stretch back to the 19th century when towns and villages sought to enrich their annual fests, or festas, dedicated to patron saints. Brass bands were introduced to these celebrations, infusing them with grandeur and transforming the festas into immersive cultural events. Over time, band clubs became vital fixtures in Maltese society, fostering a sense of belonging and pride among their members and supporters. Cultural cornerstones of Maltese life. Today, over 90 band clubs thrive across Malta and Gozo, each with its own unique history and devoted following. These clubs are the lifeblood of the island's festas, leading processions with powerful marches and filling the streets with melodies that capture the joy and fervor of the celebration. Yet, their influence extends beyond music. Band clubs serve as custodians of Maltese traditions, ensuring that cultural heritage is celebrated and passed down through generations. Each club is intrinsically linked to its locality, fostering a deep sense of pride among its members. Rivalries between clubs, especially during festas, are part of the excitement, energizing communities and reinforcing their commitment to these cherished traditions. Hubs of community and inclusion. The Maltese Band Clubs are open to all, creating spaces where camaraderie and creativity flourish. They offer accessible music lessons, nurturing the talents of young Maltese and ensuring the continuity of this rich cultural legacy. For many, joining a band club is a defining moment, an opportunity to acquire musical skills while building lasting friendship. Beyond music, these clubs are dynamic community hubs. They host social events, fundraisers, and gatherings, strengthening local bonds and supporting members through life's challenges. This spirit of inclusivity and togetherness is a hallmark of Maltese band clubs, making them indispensable to the island's social fabric. The Festa Experience, a musical spectacle. The true essence of Maltese band clubs shines during the festas. Imagine streets adorned with vibrant banners, crowds cheering under a canopy of dazzling lights, and the exhilarating sounds of brass bands echoing through the night. The band's music serves as the emotional heartbeat of the festa, enhancing its pageantry and creating unforgettable memories for locals and visitors alike. Rivalries between band clubs often take center stage during these celebrations, as each strives to impress with their musical prowess, elaborate decorations, and dramatic fireworks displays. Despite the competitive spirit, the shared dedication to preserving Malta's cultural heritage unites these clubs in their mission. Why Maltese band clubs matter? Maltese band clubs are much more than music ensembles. They are enduring symbols of community spirit, cultural pride and resilience. They exemplify the power of tradition to unite people and inspire collective joy. For visitors, experiencing a festa with the accompaniment of a band club offers a window into the soul of Malta, a celebration of music, culture and shared heritage. As Malta continues to adapt to a changing world, its band clubs remain steadfast in their mission to preserve and celebrate the island's unique traditions. Whether you are a seasoned music lover or a curious traveler, exploring the world of Maltese band clubs is an invitation to discover the heart and soul of this remarkable nation. Let the music guide you during your next adventure and uncover the timeless charm of Malta's band clubs. In today's video, I'm bringing you to have lunch. Yes, lunch at the restaurant of one of these Maltese bands. We go having lunch in one of the traditional places here in Valletta. The King's Own Band, Malta's first Philharmonic society, was established in Valletta in 1874 under the name La Nazionale. The founders envisioned a national band that would promote musical appreciation throughout Malta, beyond just local celebrations. The band earned the nickname Tal Stilla due to its early association with the feast of Saint Dominic, whose symbol is a star, Stilla in Maltese. As the band grew in prestige, its name evolved. La Nazionale Vincitrice, recognizing its early achievements. The Prince of Wales Band in 1885, following multiple visits to Malta by the Prince of Wales. King's Own Band in 1901, after the Prince became king, with the name formally approved by the British Prime Minister and Governor of Malta. The band maintained a strong royal connection. In 1903, King Edward VII presented a royal banner, later lost during World War II. A replacement banner was presented in 1954 by the Governor of Malta. In 1967, Queen Elizabeth II presented another royal banner during her visit. In 1952, Prince Philip visiting the band club, symbolically recognizing all Maltese band clubs through his visit. The King's Own Band has played a vital cultural and social role in Maltese society. In 1936, it was the first local band to publicly perform the Maltese national anthem during National Day celebration on the 8th of September. Internationally, the band gained acclaim in 1912 at the Grand Concours International de Musique in Alger, earning the honorary title of Excellence, a tribute to its high musical standards. Today, the King's Own Band remains an important symbol of Malta's rich musical and cultural heritage, with its home in Valletta, continuing to attract both locals and foreign visitors. And here we have the Maltese rabbit, traditional meal. Yummy! And here the Maltese salad with goat cheese, bread and tomato, meat and vegetables. And if you're asking yourself, what am I eating? Fish and rabbit. The two traditional ingredients that make the Maltese food so special. They taught me rabbit has to be eaten with your hands, and I'm following their teaching. Concerning the capers, why are they all around the dish? Someone again told me that a way to show appreciation for the food, especially salads, is to leave some things in the dish making a circle. Different country, different customs. The King's Own Restaurant, as it was delicious last time. Let's try lampuki. They just sang for me happy birthday. As long as I appreciated a lot the experience of enjoying food and drinks in the restaurant of a band club, I decided to try another one. For this reason, I'm taking a gondola. Yes, they call it gondola like the Venetian ones, also if they're pretty different, to reach one of the so-called free cities, which are Vittoriosa, Senglea and Cospicua. We just headed to Vittoriosa. After a nice walk around the city of Vittoriosa, I arrived to the Società Musicale Banda Vittoriosiana San Lawrence, which is another historical band club as it started in 1883 and is still more than alive. I truly like its headquarter, and I find lovely the fact that they also have a hidden gem of little internal courtyard. Today's video came to its end, but as usual, I am now opening a debate, as I truly think the power of platforms such as YouTube, Instagram, TikTok and Facebook is putting people together and help them achieving more knowledge. Do you know any other band club in Malta? If so, as long as I'm extremely curious to know about it, please write their name and locations down in the comment sections and let us know if they also have a restaurant inside. If you enjoyed watching this video at least as much as I enjoyed visiting this historical cultural place where you can have a tasty meal, leave a like and share it with your friends. If you don't want to miss the new videos that shows you the beauties of the world or the important infos linked to the topic of travel, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon, because doing like this, you will receive a notification as soon as a new episode will be uploaded. See you in the next vlog. Ciao!